All right, yo. Cena from the opening fucking bell pulled the classic Mount Rushmore promos talking about past, present, future, being him, only to get blindsided by our truth. And then CM Punk pops up, talking smack, talking his shizzle, and the history ahead of Night of Champions. Punk used a Star Wars throwback, but before Cena can even digest the shit, Truth pulled up, shut him up, put him in the FTS not once, but twice. This opener hit hard. Cena was shaking, but that story, fuck. And that's also what I'm saying. Like, that's how you start a show. You get the crowd into it, let them know what's happening, run the stakes, and even the subtle changes in Cena's character. There's a lot of subtles going on here. There was a lot of shit. He didn't fucking walk slow. He fucking power walked like he had to go to the fucking bathroom down there. He kicked ass. He took names. He did what he needed to do. It was magical. And the fact that R-Truth is hovering around here, I'm all for this. I have a suspicion that that Night of Champions match might turn into a triple threat match, and I will explain why later on. Matches that fucking snapped. Shit. You had a fatal four-way match that could have been on any fucking pay-per-view out there, or excuse me, PLE. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, and Shinsuke Nakamura, who is still fucking alive, that's great, versus Andrade. Pure fucking chaos, suicide dives, table spots, top rope madness, dive, if Randy Orton would tweet. But Cody weathered all and dropped the crossroads on Nakamura, because we know that's why Nakamura was in the match, to eat the pin. And he punched his ticket to the semifinals. The American Nightmare stood tall. This was great. This was a really good match. You had Damian Priest in here and you had Cody, so you automatically knew if you're even a casual fan or a normal fan, you know, okay, it's going to be one of these two guys. Shinsuke and Andrade were for pin takers, if I would call them. Everybody looked good here, and like you said, Andrade's just coming off the Money in the Bank. You really don't want to see him lose, and Damian Priest can't be pinned because he's fucking Damian Priest. So Shinsuke was there to take the pin. He's a trooper. We respect you. Another match that absolutely killed it, the returning Randy Orton versus Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight. Kind of like the same thing here. You know, Orton put everybody on fucking notice, set up an apron DDT, hit an RKO out of nowhere. The Viper strikes again. Now, when you look into this match, okay, you had literally, you knew it was going to be Hayes. You kind of thought it could have been Black and it could have been LA Knight, but Randy's getting up in here. Because if you're looking at this field of men so far, it's really starting to cook, which we'll get into on both sides, the King and the Queen of the Rings, who so far has advanced. Now we jump to the little babies, we jump to the ladies, the fatal four-way queen of the ring. We had Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, Michin, and Piper Niven. This was a really good match. Cargill went on beast mode, Vader bomb on Michin, then jaded on Piper Niven, which is always a fantastic sight to see, to grab the pin. She's hungry. Semifinals is next, baby. I like this because this one you really didn't know. You had three viable people that could have pertained, and I like this. It was a good match. Everybody flowed well. Jade needs this, and this is very interesting for a potential fucking SummerSlam bout that I'm hoping is going to happen, which I will get into later. Now we jump to the little babies, we jump to the ladies, the fatal four-way queen of the ring. We had Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, Michin, and Piper Niven. This was a really good match. Cargill went on beast mode, Vader bomb on Michin, then jaded on Piper Niven, which is always a fantastic sight to see, to grab the pin. She's hungry. Semifinals is next, baby. I like this because this one you really didn't know. You had three viable people that could have pertained, and I like this. It was a good match. Everybody flowed well. Jade needs this, and this is very interesting for a potential fucking SummerSlam bout that I'm hoping is going to happen, which I will get into later. Next up, another one that was absolutely incredible. You had Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair versus Candice LeRae and Aba Phi. Charlotte dominating with the pork chops, figure eight locked in, but Little Miss Bliss snatched the win with a sister Abigail, which I love the version how she does hers on LeRae while Flair was held up. A stealth move, Legacy starts to flip. I really like this because it makes nobody really looks bad here. Charlotte doesn't look bad here. She just got called. She had a submission in that she couldn't move. Little Miss Bliss came in and did a duck dizzle. Very believable here. Very good win. Very everything. This was a good match. I mean, very good match. And I like the fact that, again, you don't necessarily have to put big stars in these tournaments because they're already big stars. They can get there another way. Yes, I know Cody advanced, but Cody's only in this due to the ongoing storyline he's been into the last 3 years. So that's why it is. But this is okay. I like this, and I love the fact that we're pushing Alexa Bliss again. Once again, promos that hit. CM Punk versus John Cena and Truth. Notch is a triple threat, like promo little thing. Punk's might work. Come on, let's not even stop that. He's one of the greats. He cold, calculated, referencing the old rivalry. Solid storytelling. Truth keeps coming. The aftershock at the STF assault had the crowd vibing. A good setup for next week. Also backstage, Cody and CM Punk ran into each other, and Cody said, "Hey, we can't run forever." And Punk said something slick like, "Nigga, no, bro, I ain't running." You know what I'm saying? This tension is blowing up all over the place. Also, which was really cool, Cena ran into fucking Albert and did what I noticed, and which I know everybody else is, oh, he did it. He turned the hat backwards, and he was talking shit. He didn't look like the Cena that's just, I call him Mr. Cena now. That's whatever, picks himself up and dusts himself off. No, he went back there, turned his hat back, and he was cussing the fuck out of Nick Aldis, which is going to lead into something as we get into the close. Your main event mayhem. No tag heat tonight. The Motor City Machine Guns versus the Y6 happened, but didn't leave much to burn. The women had a multi-girl tour aside from, Cargill and Bliss. Felt a little like filler, but it was solid. Very solid, but nothing memorable. Main event energy. Cody Rhodes closing it out. In the King of the Ring main event was perfect. A symphony of wild spots, big finish, and heat. The crowd was buzzing, and Cody's trajectory is fucking nuclear. Cena and Truth is locked in for next week's match. Yes, you heard me correctly. John Cena and, Ron Killing's match is locked in for next week. Anticipation is high, and you have the looming Punk in the background. Night of Champions is really looking fire. They're really putting their foot into these Saudi matches because, again, I used to think the Saudi Arabia, which most people is just a payday just for them to see. But no, they're actually putting stories in to carry on to have people go and watch that. I think the smart way to book this, in my opinion, you don't want to see Cena eat a pin. You don't want to see Punk eat a pin. I don't want Ron Killings to eat the pin, but I feel like he needs to be inserted in that match. And if anyone's going to eat it, fuck it. It has to be him. And you want this to kind of continue. Because even if you want to get the belt off Cena, I can see Punk pinning Ron. Because I do feel like we're seeing a more darker version of Punk coming slowly. And this is what I'm really liking. The stories are really kind of hitting. And I think I said this in my Raw review. It's like the TV shows are more intriguing than the pay-per-views. And I feel like that's almost how it kind of be because you want my anticipation to be there, not elsewhere. Man, my final verdict, I have to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. There were fire tournament matches. The Cena, Truth, and Punk storyline is sizzling. Cody closing it is electric. You need Cody Rhodes in these shows. He has to, because his story, again, part 2 of his story, is intertwined with Cena. Weaknesses, the mid-card felt too servicely, lack of depth in the tag team division. This part is kind of sad to me because you've heard me say I've loved the SmackDown tag team work they've been doing, but it seemed like they can't like find a proper balance when you have your main event stars on there and then it's like the tag team division kind of gets washed away. The Street Profits have done a marvelous job in kind of keeping that together. The Motor City Machine Guns, DIY. And now the Wyatt Six is back. So possibilities is here. Let's not cool off the tag team division. Let's keep pushing it. And then, of course, SmackDown found this groove, the post Money in the Bank. But they got to keep building on Cena's struggle and Punk's potential heel run. This is what I'm liking. And the Cody charge. Do we want a full cut babyface Cody again, or do we want something like a tweeter? The Queen of the Ring bracket is tight, and we eating. I'm loving this. So that's it for the Duo's Corner. I am DJ, of course. Like, comment, and subscribe. And catch this super kick, you feel me. So as I discussed, like I said, at the end of this, I was going to talk about our bracket so far. For the men's King of the Ring and the women's King of the Ring. So far in the men's, in the semifinals, you have a absolutely fucking cooking match between Sami Zayn and now Randy Orton. This is absolutely fire. This match is going to be crazy. Don't forget, we have the Jiminy Cricket-esque Karrion Kross on Sami Zayn's shoulders. I'm loving Karrion Kross's character because he's kind of like really manipulating subtly Sami Zayn to kind of just I don't feel necessarily go to the dark side, but dude, you need to do whatever you need to do to pull out this dub. Period. Stop trying to placate to the fans and get your title run because you deserve it. Sami deserve it. I remember I told my girl, I said, Sami Zayn reminds me of like the modern day Mick Foley without killing himself. He come out there, he cuts passionate promos, he wants to be one of the top guys, which he is. He feels he deserves it, but he tries his best to keep like a little moral code. But it's like, dude, you're sitting here being nice, and people are doing whatever they need to do to get there. This match between him and Orton is going to show to me what he truly is. And then on the other side, you have Cody on his side, waiting between either Sheamus and Rusev and Bronson Reed and Jey Uso. So we automatically know who's going to win the other side. It's going to be Jey. That's my prediction. I believe our semifinals will be Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. And then on the other side, we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. I just believe that's where we're going to go. And it's going to be best friends on one side, and you got another two that respect each other. Who's going to break? Because remember, this King of the Ring is for a guaranteed title shot at SummerSlam. It's funny to me because if we really get into it, Cena said, I'm going to ruin wrestling. But he's not just ruining wrestling. He could be potentially ruining friendships. And on the little baby side, on the lady side, you have Roxy Perez versus Jade Cargill. So far, that match is going to be fire because you have speed and skill versus just dominance and power. I believe in this one prediction right now. Jade is going to advance. She's going to win. And then on the other side, you have Little Miss Bliss waiting for even the returning Asuka versus Stephanie Valkyria and Raquel Rodriguez versus Ivy Nile. So this is going to be probably interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. The Asuka versus Stephanie Valkyria, I don't know. That can go either fucking way. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. I don't know. I think with Rodriguez and Nile, you should have Nile win. You have to do something with Ivy now. She's really good. I felt like that probably should have been, God damn it, she hurt her leg. See, this is why I need fucking Ruby to sit here to remind me. Boom. Thank you. Zoe Starks. Zoe Stark should have probably been here because it was reports she was going to get a real push and really get dominant. So I'm going to go ahead and be bold. I'm going to say Stephanie Valkyria will defeat Asuka, and then it's going to probably come down to Stephanie Valkyria and Raquel Rodriguez. And the reason why I say Raquel, even though I feel like Ivy now should get that push, I'm going to say Raquel's going to win. I think it's going to be between those two. And then, because you got to put Raquel Rodriguez kind of back in that focal point. She was great. And then it also tells a great story between her and Liv Morgan. Because Liv Morgan wants that spot, and they're kind of friends. So that's going to be interesting. But I think who's going to come out of all those four ladies is going to be Stephanie Valkyria. Stephanie's going to win. And then you're going to have Stephanie Valkyria versus Alexa Bliss, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. And then it'll be awesome on there as you'll have Jade Cargill versus Stephanie Valkyria. And I think Jade Cargill's going to win that because they're still going to set up the point to where she could get the belt. And let's not forget, Naomi is walking hard and tall with that Money in the Bank briefcase. And also, I have to jump in really quick when she had a little confrontation with Tiffany Stratton. I feel like she kind of put the what chance to bed where she said, bitch, you heard what I said. This Naomi / Trinity, and this is not Naomi, this is Trinity. This is her. And that's why her character's doing so well. So I just wanted to throw this little tidbit in my predictions there, but I got to admit, storytelling on these shows, SmackDown is kicking it. I feel like I'm like 13 again and I'm watching this shit on UPN. So like always, stay cool, stay fresh. And man, I'm going to catch you definitely in the next one. You feel me? Catch a super kick. We out.